Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. Finally today I got time to make this video on Saturn retrograde. I made a small video before, but I felt that I should talk more. I should tell you more. First of all, don't panic. Don't fear this transit. I know there is a lot of videos out there that are talking about Saturn retrograde. Saturn is a very feared planet, and when it gets retrograde, it will produce this, produce that. It's a big judge. It will judge our karmas and give us all kinds of punishments. And don't go with all those things. It's not like that. It doesn't work that way. Believe me, I'm sharing with you my experience of looking at horoscopes and observing people and events, and I'm sharing with you my viewpoint how planets impact us, and if that makes sense at these modern times, please like this video and subscribe to my channel so that I can make more videos like this. So I think the concept of panchatattvas is true, which is that the five elements of earth, water, air, and space and fire, they are the primary elements that make up everything, including us and the planets. This is the very basic understanding, but now going one layer on top of that, if you look at the planetary significations of all these seven physically present planets and Rahu and Ketu, there are significations attributed to these planets. For example, Mars represents for aggression and anger and initiative and drive, like that. Sun is leadership. So those are the attributes that are already present in us. Okay, we have Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter, everything within ourselves in relatively different proportions. Mine is different from you, another person's is different from another person, but we have those energies or those attributes mixed within us. Now what happens is, whichever attribute is the dominant one, that sort of guides our actions. And Jyotish completely works based on karma. So whatever events are happening in your life, whatever fruits you are enjoying, are the fruits of your own karma. If you have done good karma, you are supposed to get good results. That never changed in the history of mankind, and it will be that same way going forward. And if you had done something wrong, if you performed a bad karma, then you will have the consequences of that as well. And no astrology, no remedies, no gemstone, nothing can change that, right? So I am experiencing the results of my own actions. There is no doubt about it. But how, if you think about it, how actions actually happen. Before you perform an action, a thought comes into your mind which actually urges you to take action. You take action either in response to a certain circumstance happening around you, or you yourself initiate that action. But before you do anything, you think about it in your mind. It comes in your mind first. And an idea coming into your mind has to take birth in the subconscious first. So this is the movement from the space element to the air element to the earth element. And that is the way our actions actually take place in the real world. Now, whatever actions I'm performing under the influence of that particular subconscious thought, an idea that came into my mind and then urged me to take that action. What that idea would be, sometimes we do not know. We are just experiencing a thought that came into my mind. But do we know why that particular thought came into my mind? It's because one of the attributes, one of the planetary attributes are dominant at that time. So if Mars is dominant, you want to fight. If Sun is dominant, you want to take the leadership and rally people behind a particular cause or something like that. If Mercury is dominant, then you start thinking, analyzing, scrutinizing what's happening. So that's the dominant energy. Now, everyone's makeup of this mix of energies is different, and because of your own particular makeup, you will respond differently to the dominant influence. This dominant influence can be predicted by the planetary movements because of the fact, because of the philosophical truth that Panchatattvas make up the planets as well, and Panchatattvas make ourselves. So basically, movement of planets make changes in these Panchatattvas, and because of that, there is or will be some dominant energies, attributes acting around us, and based on our own makeup, we will feel the urge to function under the influence of that dominant attribute. Does it make sense? So if you have watched my video up until this point, then you're curious about knowing the underlyings of astrology. So please subscribe, please let this channel grow so more and more people can watch my videos, and also share with your friends so everybody can get benefited from my viewpoint. Again, I am not claiming I'm a know-it-all. I am just sharing my viewpoint, and I think this is necessary, a logical, analytical viewpoint that makes sense in the modern world. Astrology works, definitely, but it needs to be known how it works. So here it is. Now, when Saturn becomes retrograde, according to Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra, a retrograde planet is a strong planet. It becomes stronger when it becomes retrograde. That's the Cheshtabal working. Now, when Saturn becomes strong on July 13th, don't expect suddenly something will change. Your life will completely change on that day. Nothing will happen. Believe me. Saturn retrograde on July 13th means Saturn will start its motion backward. So it's right now in Pisces, it's gonna start moving towards Aquarius. But that means that over a period of time, over 139 days, that's as long as Saturn will be retrograde. So during that time, Saturn will exert its dominant energy over other planets. It does not mean other planets are not moving. Sun will transit, Mercury will transit, Venus will transit. All these are the fast moving planets. They keep changing their signs faster than the slow moving planets. Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, these are the slow moving planets. So it has been observed that whenever a slow moving planet makes a change, either changes sign or either changes nakshatra or it becomes retrograde, then it triggers some major events. That means it triggers a change in that mix of attributes. If you consider all the attributes of all these planets and mix them together, now suddenly if Saturn becomes stronger, and that mix, the chemistry of the mix changes, right? So that change will impact us. Now, what is the best way to understand how the impact will be felt? I know there are videos that you have been watching where there are ascendant-wise predictions and moon sign-wise predictions. I'm not arguing that they will not manifest that way, but I think the best way to understand the Saturn retrograde is to look at which house in your birth chart Saturn is sitting. It is placed, the placement of Saturn in your horoscope. And then look at in your horoscope, which house Saturn is transiting right now. And that house has to be witnessed from Lagna and from moon sign. Which house it is, those houses will produce results. What I mean by that is you will feel the urge to perform some action, some duty. There is a difference between duty and action. Duty is like you are bound by some kind of obligation to perform action. So those houses will urge you to take action. So for example, Saturn is transiting the 7th house for a Virgo ascendant, right? So let's, for example, consider that you are a Virgo ascendant and Saturn is transiting now in your 7th house. So you will have to perform some actions regarding your 7th house. 7th house is other people. 7th house is legal contracts with your business partners, or 7th house is your wife, legally married partner. 7th house is also 10th from 10th, which is your career. So you will be, there'll be events happening around you that will tell you that, hey, you have unfinished business in these aspects of your life. You started something with your business partner but never moved forward with it. So you have to finish it. You will feel the urge from inside that, oh, I need to get this done. And now you couple this with Saturn's position in your own birth chart. In your birth horoscope, if Saturn is, say, in 10th house, then you combine that with the 7th house. Then what happens is your profession, your career will demand some action. So there will be events happening in your workplace or regarding your business or job or profession, whatever you are doing to earn a living. That area, maybe there were certain things happening before as well, but you were not paying attention. Or maybe you're thinking, oh, that doesn't concern me. But now that Saturn is turning retrograde, the dominant energy within you will urge you to take action. Hey, you have been putting this off for a long time. Now you have to do this. If you don't do this, then this thing will happen. So that kind of situation will be created and you will be responding to it. That is how you have to see Saturn retrograde. So if Saturn is transiting your, say you are a Pisces ascendant, Saturn is transiting your 1st house. That means you have to take care of your own well-being, which you have been putting off for quite a while. You have to take care of your own self-care, maybe some health issues that were cropping up, but you have been putting them off. Well, okay, we'll take care of it later on. This time, there will be something coming, an inner voice telling you, hey, it's time, you should take care of this. Same thing. You have to look at it from the moon sign also. If your moon is in Aquarius, then Saturn is transiting your 2nd house. That means it will try to draw your attention to your savings account. Maybe it's being draining there. Nothing has been built for a long time, so Saturn will force you to save some money. Hey, your 2nd house demands your attention. So retrogression means you revisit. That is what Brihadsparashara Hora Shastra says. You revisit the unfinished business that you left regarding that aspect of your life. And Saturn, the way Saturnian attributes are described, is that Saturn sort of like demands action. It's sort of like, it is described like it whips you into action, but it's not that. So nothing bad is going to happen, but your own urges, you will feel from your inside that I need to do this now. And so check the position of your Saturn in your birth chart, and check the position of Saturn in your birth chart where it is in transiting right now, and also look at those, count those houses from your where your moon is. So combine those houses, what those houses represent, and those are the areas of your life that you need to work on at this time. That does not mean if you don't work on, you'll be punished by Saturn and your life will be shattered. No, it's not like that. The energy mix in the universe is going to be in a way that if you align with it at this time, if you do work regarding those houses, the work will be successful. It's like resonance in physics, in the sound. You have two waves. If they are of the same frequency, then they resonate, right? So the amplitude goes up. That's the same thing here, because there is a Saturnian energy dominantly influencing us during this time. If you feel the urge within yourself to work on a certain aspect of your life, it's most likely that the work will be done. You will see to it that the work is done. And that is the best way to take advantage of this Saturn retrograde. And also, there is this aspect that if what happens if Saturn is weak in my chart, or it's afflicted, or it's in malefic influence, will that Saturn help me or hurt me during this time? Now, you see, the dignity of a planet determines what kind of experiences this dominant energy will give you. So dignity of a planet means which kind of house it is sitting in, which sign it is sitting in, all this. So rule of a thumb should be, if it is in a Kendra house, like 1, 4, 7, 10, or if it's in a trinal house, like 5th and 9th, 1, 5, 9. These are good houses, so the planet will be in good dignity. So its promise is positive. But if it is in 6th house or 8th house or 12th house, then its promise is not negative. Listen to me. The promise is not negative. In order to get a positive result, you have to work harder. That's what it is. If it is in 3rd house and 11th house, like 2nd house is also good, 11th house is good, but if it's in 3rd house, it'll make you work harder. So you'll feel the urge, okay, so I have to do gardening today, right? Now when you go do gardening, you see this thing is not there, that thing has to be bought, my equipment is not functioning, I have to tighten this screw and that. So you're working harder to get, it's a simple lawn mowing job, you're working harder to finish it. That is what the dignity of a planet suggests. But remember this, nothing trumps karma. Karma is the ultimate. So even if your circumstances are not good, not supportive, if you still do good karma, nothing, no force in this world can prevent you from getting good results. So always stick to that, and don't get scared about these planetary transits, these malefic planets and all these things. No, it doesn't work that way. So if you have watched my video and if you liked the content I'm making, I am a scientist by profession, and I came into astrology by choice, it was my hobby, my passion, and I make these videos not for anything else but to bring my viewpoint to the enthusiasts of astrology, the learners of astrology. And these videos are just purely for educational purposes or entertainment purposes, and I don't claim anything that I'm a know-it-all. I can tell you very accurate predictions, no, but I want to tell you how you should look at these things and how you should understand these things. In order to believe something, you need to have some logical background to it, logical substance beneath that. So if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up and also share with your friends and family, and please subscribe, because if you subscribe, then I will continue to make these videos. And please mention in comments what you think and how your Saturn retrograde is going. That will also enrich our collective understanding of how astrology works. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.